Hi, my Beckett oil furnace flash blinking red light.
Did you check the furnace's filters?
I changed.
Do you plan on doing the work yourself?
Yes.
Anything else we should know to help you best?
I need someone to help diagnose the problem, but I can change the part by myself if necessary.
Welcome to Just Answer. My name is I will do my best to help you with your issue. First, I'll need some more info so I have a more complete picture of your situation. What's flashing? The ignition control on your oil burner? If so, what is the brand of the control? Beckett? Honeywell?
There is a red light flashing near reset button. When I turn the power switch on, it is Beckett 7505P AFG. When I press the reset button, it is running about 40 minutes. Then it stops. I heard a circuit sound, then the red light flash again.
If the burner starts when you hit the reset button, then it's locking out. When was the last time it was tuned up?
February 2015. A technician came to tune up. But I have changed the tank filter and pump strainer and nozzle. I changed them last week.
Okay, probably time for another tune-up. There's more to a tune-up than a new nozzle, etc. Did you check the electrodes? Are they gapped properly? Could also be a dirty or faulty CAD cell if the burner lockout when it's firing.
I noticed when I press the reset button, 2 green lights are on, one for pump prime, the other for flame. Does it mean they works? I am confused if the problem is because of faulty part or faulty tuning up. I checked the CAD cell. I see it is clear like glass. It is enough. Or is it better to change one?
If the burner fires up when you hit the reset, the 2 green lights are normal. Just looking at the CAD cell is not adequate. Does the burner lock out when it's firing? Do you always have to hit the reset to get it going again?
I notice when it is firing during the 40 minutes, it is paused twice, not firing up and no red light on. After that, it cannot start firing up again, and light is on.
The pauses are normal if it restarts on its own. The burner will not run when the unit is hot enough. It sounds like a tune-up issue, not a CAD cell issue. You've done all you can unless you want to try adjusting the electrodes.
One thing I am curious is, do I need to change the electrodes annually? Will the electrodes change the position? Even I did not touch the box which the electrodes is located. After last tuned up, the problem is already the same.
You don't need to change the electrodes annually. You do need to make sure the gap is on spec. They don't change position, but they do wear down.
I did adjustment when I changed the electrodes. If the electrode gap is incorrect, shouldn't it not fire up even by handy reset?
Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Do you want the specs?
Specs.
Electrodes should be set 1/8 of an inch apart, 5/16 of an inch above the center of the nozzle and 1/16 of an inch ahead of the nozzle.
I changed the electrodes. The assembly set come with a special ruler.
There are several settings on that gauge. What I posted above is typical for a residential burner. You could have used that ruler and used the wrong settings. Since you have a new filter and nozzle improperly gapped electrodes is the most likely reason it's not firing all the time. I have to leave for about an hour. If you have more questions, I'll respond when I return. If not, I'd appreciate a favorable rating. This thread won't go away and I'll answer related follow-up questions even after you rate me favorably.
I'm tuning up. If it works normally, I will rate you 5 stars.
I can't guarantee a result since I'm not doing the work. All I can do is provide possible solutions based on the info you provide.
I'm trying adjusting the electrodes position. BTW, how to set the gauge glass water line. There are 2 stroller, one on the top, the other on the bottom of glass. When the furnace is running, the water fluctuates.
You add water to the boiler to change the water level. Questions about steam boiler operation is a different topic. If you want advice on boiler operation, you need to post a new question thread.
Still got same problem. After 2 pauses, the red light stays on.
Other possible culprits are a failing fuel pump or ignition transformer. You need to call in a pro. You've done all you can. I'm logging off for the night.
I changed the pump too. Set the pressure to 140 pounds per square inch. Same result.
Does the burner lock out, flashing light / shut down when the burner is firing?
LT is lockout when I turn switch on. Blinking red light, which is reset button.
That's not what I asked. This is not a typical problem based on what you're telling me. You'll have to catch it when it locks out. If the ignition control locks out when the burner is firing, then you either have a bad CAD cell and/or CAD cell socket or you have a bad ignition control. If it doesn't fire up then locks out, then the burner is not adjusted properly or there's an air bubble in the line, not likely given how regularly this seems to happen.
Is it possible that the machine/furnace is too hot? Because I noticed the CAD cell cannot work if the temperature is above 140 F.
Not at all likely. Never seen it happen in 40+ years. Of course you could be overfiring the boiler. What size nozzle are you using, and what is the BTU input of the boiler?
14,000 BTUs.
I assume you mean 140,000, not 14,000. What is firing rate stamped on the nozzle you installed?
Nozzle .85 - 60 degree Delavan.
Firing rate is okay, nozzle spray angle is not. AFG requires 80 degree, not 60 degree. But I doubt that's the cause of the problem. But I'd put in the proper nozzle to be sure.
Sorry, yes 14K BTU.
Okay.
Hi, I have one more question. The thermometer is on the 2nd floor. When the 1st floor is quite warm, but the 2nd floor is still cold. Any suggestion? I hired pluming contractor, they solved the red light problem. They did professional test, CO2, changed the igniter, adjust pump pressure and changed nozzle. You are right, the previous one I used is wrong. But I have one more question. The thermometer is on the 2nd floor. When the 1st floor is quite warm, but the 2nd floor is still cold. Any suggestion? I noticed a gauge near the glass, the max PSI is 30, should I adjust that value?
The only way to control temp in rooms with a one-zone steam system is to balance the system. If you want advice on doing this, the site requires that I ask you to post an entirely new question, since this is not an entirely new topic. You can request B if you like. I'd appreciate a favorable rating for this one.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/YTHI.